Alright, welcome back. So I have quite a few things here, so I'm just gonna get right into it. First off, I want to talk about music. So my friend Molly just sent me this mixtape, and unfortunately I can't post it online anywhere. There's no way for me to put this on an MP3 file, but I was really inspired by it. She's not a DJ, and she actually texted me that. She's like, yeah, I don't really know that much about music, so I don't know if you really like any of this, but I actually love it. I think it's so great because I haven't had a mixtape made for me since I was in elementary school, and it was just so special the way she put it together. The tape itself is really cute too, and I listened to it all the way through. She even put clips of like movie clips, monologues and dialogues and stuff, and I thought it was really cool, and she made this little cover thing for it too. I just thought this was really interesting because this is a physical form, and I've been doing DJ sets for Worldwide FM, and whenever I do sets and stuff, it's usually not recorded, and just recently I started recording it, which I just put one out about a month ago that I'm really excited about. It's like a lot of old classics that I used to play all the time, so I'll link that in the description box. But in any case, I really like the concept of this because it's a physical form, and there's personal touches in there too, like movie clips and such, and I just really like the way that she put it together because she put some, like one song that we talked a lot about, it's Anita Baker's Sweet Love, but yeah, she put one song in there that was just like, oh yeah, this was made for me, you know? And I'm just really proud of her for putting this together, and I really love this, and I wish there was a way that I can share this with you. In any case, I was so inspired by this that I think I'm gonna try and release a mixtape pretty soon, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. I'm really excited about that because all the mixtapes that I listen to that are mixes or compilations, they're really good. So I have a lot to look up to. All right, moving on. So the last few years of my life, I've been using the Diva Cup. I talked about this maybe like six, 7 years ago about how if I could buy everyone one thing, it would be the Diva Cup. I'd only been using tampons, and I had this horrific incident at my boyfriend at the time at his house. His dog pulled out a used tampon, because I don't flush tampons because you're not supposed to do that. His dog pulled out a used tampon from the trash and pulled it out to the living room. Disgusting. Yeah, it was just horrific. So I switched to the Diva Cup immediately, fell in love with it, got everyone to switch, got all my friends and my siblings and such to switch, and everyone loves it. Anyway, I know this is a long story, but I was in ceramics, and I was talking to this girl there, and she said, we were talking about like menstrual situations, right? And then she was like, yeah, I use this thing called a soft cup, or a soft disc. And I'm like, the hell is that? And she's like, oh yeah, it's great. It's kind of like a menstrual cup. They have the kinds that you can use once and then dispose of it, but I'm not interested in that because, come on, who wants to add to landfill, right? The whole point of switching over from a tampon to a Diva Cup is that I wanted to reduce single-use things. She told me about this soft cup situation, or soft disc situation. I did some research on it, and she's like, yeah, it's great. You don't feel it at all, because she used a Diva Cup before in the past. And she said that she could feel it. She could feel it coming in and out or filling up and all that stuff. And with a soft cup, she didn't feel that at all, and she could have sex on it. And that was like a major point. She was like, yeah, you can have sex on it, and it just feels like you're not on your period at all. Of course, you still experience the symptoms of like bloatiness and all that stuff, which is normal. Long story short, I went to CVS, found it, and it comes in this really cool case. It's so funny because I just noticed this morning. It has lips on it right here. The case is like a soft silicone. It's much softer than a Diva Cup. It's a lot more like flexible and stuff. And I guess that's a good and bad thing, because when you insert it, it's a little bit more difficult because it's like flopping around everywhere, right? There's only one size, unlike the Diva Cup, where the Diva Cup has, I think, 2 sizes. This is a soft cup. It looks like a little bathtub like this. And what you do is you fold it like this, and then you insert it into your vagina, obviously. Yeah, you insert it in, and then you have to tuck it behind your pelvic bone. I'll leave, they made this video that was, it's like a cartoon animated video, but it was highly efficient. Like, it totally just worked, because I watch a ton of videos on how to insert this, and none of it made sense. And then the cartoon video, oddly enough, that came from the company just made all the sense. So I believe this one's called the Ziggy Cup. It's phenomenal. You don't feel that at all. Or I didn't feel that at all. I was kind of worried about it like popping out, because when I inserted it, I've used the Diva Cup for years, right? So I'm pretty comfortable with that. When I inserted it, I was just like, oh shoot, like I don't know if it's in there because I don't feel it at all. It can't be right. So I wore it for, I think, 3 hours or so. And then I pulled it out. And it is messier once you pull it out and dump it. Messier than a Diva Cup. I just can't picture going back to using a Diva Cup after using this. This is just so much more comfortable. On that note, so I've been trying to reduce my single-use plastic consumption. I've been trying really hard. I do slip from time to time, but whenever I do run out of a product, I try to find an alternative that is plastic-free, or as plastic-free as I can find it. And I know that you guys are too, because I've been getting a lot of messages on recommendations and things to use and things to research, and I think that's great. But yeah, so I ran out of my deodorant a couple months ago, and I did a little bit of research, and then I came across this brand, Native, and I'm so proud to say that this video is sponsored by Native. So Native actually came out with a plastic-free deodorant in a tube like this, because their audience or their customers wanted a plastic-free option. So they listened to their customers and worked on it for nearly 2 years, and came up with this packaging design, which is great because it totally works. I mean, not just the product works, but the packaging itself works. So I don't see why we would have to go back to using anything else, or any like plastic or anything. There's a lot of different scents to choose from, and I really like the ones that I went for because they're not overly sweet or sickeningly sweet or anything like that. They're all very natural smelling. They're vegan and cruelty-free, aluminum, paraben, and sulfate-free. And they're made with familiar ingredients such as coconut oil and shea butter. And there's free shipping in the US. You can get 3 plastic-free deodorants, which is normally $39. But if you use my link and my code, you'll get them for $29. That's 25% off. Native is a proud partner of 1% for the Planet, which commits 1% of plastic-free deodorant sales to environmental nonprofits. Also, I don't know how important this is, but I wanted to state this because this is really important to me, and for some reason it doesn't state this or claim this anywhere on the internet, but you can see it better on my tattoos. I wear a lot of black, and I know a lot of people wear a lot of black, and I've been wearing like these tube tops and stuff, and usually deodorants will rub off on me and you can see it visibly, right? But this one, it's invisible. So it keeps me dry. It goes on like a normal deodorant, unlike a serum or liquid deodorant, but for some reason, it also moisturizes my skin. So usually whenever I use a powder deodorant, I get chafing from like the dryness, right? So with this, I don't have that problem. I think it's because of the shea butter, so I just wanted to add that in there. All right, so still on the subject of not using single-use plastic items, I stopped using loofahs years ago. I think also because I just get so grossed out by them. So instead, I've been using these brushes. They're like boar brushes with like the wooden handles and such. And I'll use them for years and years until they disintegrate, right? And I really like those because in a way they kind of exfoliate and polish the skin. But a few months ago, at the beginning of quarantine, I started using a safety razor, and I got this kit from Well Kept, or from Detox Market, from the company Well Kept. And it came with this agave exfoliating cloth, and it's meant just for exfoliating like right before you shave. But I've been using it as a loofah, and it's not too harsh. It softens up when you get in the shower and everything, and I've been seeing these around everywhere. So I'll leave a couple linked down below, but the one from Detox Market is $16. It's called the Agave Exfoliating Cloth. I do love that it's biodegradable, plastic free, it's a natural fiber, but above everything, it actually does work. So yeah, it really exfoliates my skin. It gets all my dead skin cells off and everything. In lieu of using a plastic loofah, this works so much better. All right, so my hair has just been suffering. I've been going to the beach a lot, so I've been getting a lot of like salt water in there. And for a while there, I was just like, what do? I tried to switch my shampoo, and that was working for a while as well. But I needed a deep conditioner, and I came across this one from Amika. It's called Soul Food Nourishing Mask. I don't know if you guys know this, but I bleached a couple streaks in my hair so that I can tone it so it looks more silver, because I wanted it to balance out, because I have a lot of grays up here, but they don't really go all the way down here. But yeah, those are getting really dry and they started breaking off. So then I started deep conditioning from here to here just to kind of save it. The first time I did it, I was so amazed that I scooped out some of the product to give it to my friend Katie, who has been suffering from dry hair as well. But yeah, it's just a very thick formula. I mean, look, right? It's super thick. It smells amazing. If you have damaged hair, if you've been going to the beach a lot lately, if you've been bleaching your hair, this one has been working really well for me. It's Amica Soul Food. A lot of you know I make ceramics, and at the beginning of the year, I've been trying to experiment or just practice throwing different shapes. And I came across this photo on Pinterest, and it was like super hard to, it looked like a very complicated shape to make. So I tried it a few times. I made a few things, and then just recently, well, maybe like a couple months ago, I realized that the photo that it came from, it wasn't even credited. The photo that it came from was from a woman who goes to the studio that I go to, and her name is Kelly Burnett. She is phenomenal. She's like the most like namaste ceramicist I've ever met. Everything she makes looks beautiful, and even when it comes out of like the first firing out of bisque, when I see it, I know it's hers because of the way that she finishes it. And she ended up putting this on my shelf, these two things, and I cherish it so much. I think it's the most beautiful, and it feels just amazing. I wish I could make something like this. And I know how difficult it is because I did try to practice this shape as well. So you just have to have like the best abs, you know? Anyway, yeah, so she left me this, which I love. It's a little, I guess you can put jewelry in there. You can put little trinkets, coins. It looks like stone. So I have like, I collect rocks a lot. So I have this on my dresser right next to that. And I put my rings in here, but right now it's empty because I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, so she has her own website. She has a killer Instagram, so follow her on Instagram. And then she also gave me this little incense burner thing too, which I love. And I mean, you don't have to use it for incense. I think I'm gonna put rings on it and maybe put like little trinkets in here instead. Yeah, I really wanted to share this with you guys because it's so special to me, especially this. This is just so difficult. The shape is so difficult to recreate. This is one of my most prized possessions now. Ooh, I just got this set of glasses from our place. I got a set of 4 of them, and I love them because they're nesting. But more importantly than that, the last few years I've been using these glasses that are visibly very appealing, but they keep breaking. They're super thin. And I like these because they're like nice and heavy and they're easy to wash, and I don't feel like they're gonna crack on me or anything like that. So yeah, I just reach for these a lot more because they're comfy, and I drink wine out of these, I drink water out of these. I like that they stack because I have very limited space in my kitchen. So yeah, I really like the color of this as well. So if you're looking for glasses, if you're moving to a new home, I know a lot of people are moving to new homes during the quarantine. So yeah, if you're looking for new glassware, definitely check out our place. They have a lot of good stuff. What have I been wearing a lot lately? Well, the last few videos I've been wearing a lot of tube tops, right? I like wearing tube tops just because they're super comfy, but when it comes to wearing a tube top, I can't wear, well, for me, I personally can't wear anything tight or short or it's just too much skin. So instead I've been wearing big bottoms, like workwear bottoms. So Carhartt pants, Ben Davis pants, and then I recently just came across these pants. They're from Meals, a brand called Meals, and they're called the Chef Pants, and they've got big pockets. I went into Virgil Normal about a month ago, maybe a little over a month ago, and I went in and the owner, Charlie, was wearing these pants. And I asked him if I can try on a pair, so he gave me the extra small pair. I tried them on and I just fell in love with it. It was just the perfect length. It just felt super baggy and comfortable, breathable, and I really liked all the pockets, and I thought it would be great for ceramics, right? So I asked him to ring me up, and then he was like, oh yeah, Amy Sedaris just bought a pair. And because Amy Sedaris just bought a pair, I'm like, oh yeah, that confirms it's the coolest pant ever, right? So I bought it, went home, Camilla saw it, and she ended up going out and getting, I think, the lime green pair, and it looks super cute on her. She wears it with like a really tight pink shirt. So small tops, big bottoms. I think that's the contrast that I've been going for. I like the color of this one. I know doo-doo brown isn't great for everyone, but I love this color. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Just tight tops, big bottoms. But when it comes to shoes, I've been wearing these Red Wings so much, and oh god, they're so comfy. So a few years ago, I bought a pair and they were a little bit too small for me. I think I got a size 7, and I'm between a 7.5 and an 8. And I got a size 7. It was just a little bit too small for me, but that was the only size that they had. So I got it and I wore it like a few times, but it was just kind of uncomfortable. Everyone told me that Red Wings takes a while to break in, right? So I was just like, you know what, I'll just deal with it. But eventually it just got to a point where I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I can't. It's just not comfy, so I don't reach for it, and because I don't reach for it, it's just taking up space, right? So I gave that pair to Stephanie Villa, and I'm hoping that she'll wear it eventually, but I ended up getting another pair from this company that I work for. Yeah, so they ordered me this pair. It's a women's 8, and it's just a little bit bigger, so I can wear thick socks with it, and they're so freaking comfy. Like, you really don't have to break them in like everyone else is saying. I think that the women's leather, or maybe the men's one is a little bit thicker, but the women's one is comfy from the start. So I've been wearing this a lot lately, and they're great because I wear them to ceramics. They're easy to clean, they're easy to like brush off, but even if it gets super dirty, it looks cooler. Yes, I really like them. I'm wearing them a ton. If you guys want to see a video on how I style workwear or how I wear my workwear, because I have a shit ton of workwear, let me know, because I would love to shoot that. It's just been so freaking hot, but I have so much workwear. Like when I went to Japan with Maddie, that's where I was thriving, because in Japan they wear workwear. They do workwear so well. Anyway, if you guys want to see that, let me know. And thank you for tuning in and watching this video. I'll leave all the links to everything in the description box down below. I do have some discount codes, so I'll leave that link down below too. Some of them are affiliates, so I'll leave a star next to the ones that are. If you guys do decide to shop that route, then thank you for the support, but obviously no pressure. Please do your own research as well. Thank you again for watching and for all the support, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!